You ever been in a situation where you're with some girl, be it a girlfriend or just some acquaintance or perhaps somebody that you're interested in, right? And somehow you find yourself involved in a confrontation with another guy, yeah? And you start like getting ready to have like a fist fight with some other dude, right? And what's she doing? What's the girl doing? Be it your girlfriend or your possible girlfriend or just some random girl. What's she doing? She's saying, hey, let's you and him fight. Yeah, it's a tale as old as time. I mean, you read the Iliad, and that's what it's basically about. Yeah, Helen of Troy. Yeah, what'd she say? Let's you and him fight. Yeah, it's because women love this. They love the attention. They love to be in the middle of a tug of war between two guys. Why? Because it increases their value. That's why. Helen of Troy is the patron saint of these women, right? We don't even know if Helen of Troy really was that attractive. We'll never know, of course. And it doesn't really matter because what matters is these two very powerful men were willing to go to war over her. Huh? That's the whole point of the story. That's why the Iliad was written. Whether it happened or not is not the point. The point is, see, there are always going to be women like this. There are always going to be women who try to play two guys off each other. And you better be careful of such girls. Oh yeah, you gotta be extra, extra, extra careful. Because these girls, they fall into this pattern, by the way. There are certain girls at a relatively young age who discover this, who discover that they can sort of like, when they get two guys fighting over her, it just boosts their ego. And this ego high that they get, well, they try to repeat it. Yeah? They become junkies for it. It's no surprise. It's not complicated, see? Maybe at 14 or 13 or some age like that, some impressionable age, two guys, maybe a couple of 15-year-olds or 16-year-olds started getting into a fight over her, started mocking each other, and started, you know, flinging shit at one another, and all of a sudden they might have been like rolling around and fighting over her. And she got off on it. Yeah, of course, because it made her feel special. And all her other girlfriends thought that she was special because she got these two morons to fight over her. And she's going to try to recapture that high. Just like a junkie, a heroin addict, tries to recapture that first high. They keep chasing the dragon. Same thing with these girls. They try to get two guys to fight over her. And what they do is, of course, that they whisper sweet nothings. They whisper these sweet nothings where they mention the other guy, the other guy, the other guy, and that drives every guy crazy. Yeah, because the other guy is competition. And of course, we are competitive. And so when we hear about some other guy, what do we start to do? We start to chase after the girl, try to get in good with her. And we start doing all kinds of things to please her, to convince her that we're the one she should be with. Yeah, perhaps the guy isn't actually physically there, okay? And a lot of times when you get older, you're an adult, as it were, a man, a grown man. Of course, you're not going to wind up having a fist fight with some random other guy. No, of course not. You're never going to see that other guy because she's going to have her life and she's going to hook up with you and talk to you and have a good time with you. And then she's saying that she's going to be away for the weekend and, you know, she'll mention about some other guy and what do you think she's doing? She's winding you up. She's winding you up to get you to compete for her. And by the way, sometimes this other guy doesn't even exist. Oh yeah, that's a dirty little secret. Sometimes a girl might have you on a string and claim that there's John Smith out there who's just a friend, but he doesn't actually exist. Now, this isn't that common, but it does happen, okay? So you got to keep in mind that she knows that she's toying with you. She knows that she's just not stringing you along, no, trying you to put more effort into her. She needs that. And what do you do with such a woman? You don't take the bait. Simple as that. She claims that she's got like a friend who's just a friend, you know, Joe Smith or whatever, and you're like, fine, and just ignore it. See, to the greater degree that you fall for this trap of sort of like trying to chase after her in order to compete for her attention, the more she wins, but frankly, the more you lose. Because then she knows that she can get you and she starts looking for other guys. And who's the guy she's always going to be settling on? The guy who doesn't care. The guy who is sort of like indifferent. The guy who's not going to jump through any hoop for her. Because he's got other options. And that's what's going to make her chase him, chase you, if you play your cards right. Oh, but so few guys play their cards right. So few guys realize what's going on. Yeah, and I'm not exempt from this. When I was younger, I sort of like fell into the same kind of trap, right? Because, you know, if I was getting the attention of some girl, but she had some other guy somewhere, just a friend, right? I would, you know, jump through hoops to get her attention. And it took me a while, and took me until my early mid-30s to realize that what I had to do in such a situation was disengage. You know, the winning move is not to play, as the saying goes, right? See, you play this game, you're going to lose, because you're always going to be striving to get her attention. And because of that, she's going to always take you for granted. But if rather than chase for her attention, you just blow her off, she will go chasing after your attention, because she will view that as a sign that you have options. Whether you have options or not is immaterial. But she will project onto you what she is doing. She's getting the attention of several different guys, and she puts on the back burner the guys that she's sure of. If you put her on the back burner, then she is going to automatically assume that you have options, better than her. And it's going to pique her competitiveness, and she's going to go after you. You see? You see how it works? And it does work that way. Yeah, ask any woman. Ask any woman, and, you know, ask her about this kind of situation where a girl has two guys fighting over her. How does it work out? Who does a girl ultimately go with? She goes for the guy who doesn't fight for her. She goes for the guy who blows her off. That's a thing about these girls. They're a specific kind of girl, because a lot of other women will not go for a guy who blows them off. If a guy blows them off, they'll keep their dignity and assume that the guy is just not interested and move on. Yeah. But these girls who sort of like try to play guys off one another, oh, those girls are so easy to manage, because, see, they think that that is the way of the man-woman dynamic. And they have so internalized it that they project it out onto men. And when a man blows her off, she just chases after him like a dog chasing a car. This is a long-winded way of saying never fall for the trap of agreeing to, you know, let's you and him fight. Never fall for that trap, because you will lose every time. Even if you beat the shit out of the other guy, you will lose. Because the whole point is not for you to best the other guy. The whole point is to make the girl feel better about herself, aggrandize her, inflate her ego. If you fall for that trap, if you are dumb enough to fall for that trap, and a lot of smart guys are, by the way, a lot of smart guys who should know better fall for this trap, and multiple times at that, okay? Well, if you fall for that trap, you will always lose. So the way to avoid this trap is to just disengage. Now, this takes some practice, some discipline, yeah, some steeliness on your part. Because you see, girls who do this move, right, they are past masters at inflating your ego. Yeah, because these girls who want you and some other guy to fight over her, right, they're sort of like the corner men for a boxer. You know, in a boxing fight, right? There's the corner man who sort of like pumps up the guy's ego at that point. I mean, he doesn't really have anything to tell him insofar as real strategy is concerned, because, you know, all the strategy has been talked out in the training sessions. No, when he's in the corner in the middle of the fight, what's he there for? To pump up the fighter's ego. Say, you know, you can take him, you know, do this, do that. You can take him, you can beat the shit out of this guy, right? That's the point of the corner man. She does that. She will be your corner man. She will inflate your ego. She will say that you're fantastic. She'll say that you're excellent, you're extraordinary, you're this, that, the other, you're a great guy, blah, blah, blah. But there's this other guy, Joe Smith, on the other corner. I talk to him sometimes, yeah? We're just friends. See what's going on? These girls are attractive because they inflate your ego, and we all like our ego to be inflated, okay? I mean, we all like to be made to feel special. Because in our hearts, we think we are special. We're not. We're very ordinary, pedestrian even. But we all secretly think that we're so special. And when some girl, especially a girl that we consider physically attractive, somebody that we want to be with, if some girl starts inflating our ego, oof, Our IQ points go down about 20 points now, don't they? 20, maybe 30 points, yeah. And we start doing all kinds of stupid crap. Stupid shit that we know that we should avoid, but, she's so pretty. And she makes us feel so good about ourselves. And all of a sudden we're rolling around fighting some doofus over this girl. Don't fall for this trap. Understand, first you have to identify that the trap is coming, okay? When she mentions that she's got this other friend, you know, and she talks about him all the time and whatever, then you know she's setting you up for the let's you and him fight. Understand what's going on. Because see, it could be that she's just some random girl and she's got some random friend and she's not into this kind of game playing, okay? It could be that. But more often than not, you'll see her mentioning this guy who's just a friend a little bit too often, okay? And then you'll know. And when you realize that, understand, all you have to do is just disengage. And just, you know, sort of like, not like cut her off, no. Just sort of like, just grow a little bit aloof, a little bit distant, right? And she'll come a-running for you. Now, that's how you handle her. Don't fall for the trap of let's you and him fight. You fall for that trap and you're going to regret it, and later you're going to look back and say to yourself, oh my God, what a fool I was. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please go check out my Patreon videos. I have over 100 videos there that you'll find nowhere else. The link is in the description below. I put out a new video there every week, and also on Sundays I do the weekly webinar. It's a call-in show that goes on for like 2-3 hours, where I talk to participants and we just discuss things that are going on or specific topics. It's a hell of a lot of fun. And yeah, so please go check it out. Like I said, link is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.